Further communications to Aurora units. We've got a 1050 PD only coming in at 400 on ramp from 89. I'm just trying to get the definitive
So we got a bit of a wide load escort going on here right now. Highway 407 is now reopened. Eastbound from the 404 around Woodbine is where we had this incident where an airplane had an engine failure. Emergency landing onto Highway 407 eastbound. We got the airplane loaded up onto this flatbed trailer and just escorting it off now to back to the airport for inspection. So something you don't see very often. Hey. Oh, you can get by. Okay, perfect. No injuries in this situation. No damage to the airplane. No damage to any vehicles on the ground. Pilot was just leaving Buttonville Airport, took off runway 33 to the north, made a left-hand turn, climbed to circuit altitude about 1,000 feet above the ground, and cleared off to Toronto Downtown Island on his way to Grimsby. And once they leveled off, switched tanks from left to right, which is standard procedure. Upon doing so, the airplane began sputtering, and pilots were not able to maintain altitude. They called in a mayday to air traffic control, indicated they were not able to make it back to the airport, and we're going to be doing a emergency landing, forced approach on Highway 407. Beautiful flat space right below them. The airplane had just come off of its 100-hour inspection. This was actually its maiden voyage after being inspected and giving a clean bill of health. Obviously, mechanics are very concerned about what happened when they switched tanks, and that will be part of the investigation now as they return this back to the shop and get it inspected for a second time. Pilots obviously very grateful. They aviated, navigated, and communicated as appropriate as they are trained in their flight training for emergency procedures. And in this situation, obviously, just a perfect outcome to a pretty stressful experience. You know, pilots train for this all the time. This is standard, part of standard procedures for any emergency procedures, and they did it flawlessly. Textbook, actually. So just making sure it all fits here. Taking up a couple of lanes as we're heading up to 40. Oh, there's the airplane just coming down here right off the Buttonville Airport. So that's how you're supposed to approach if you see the airplane just taking a final approach there. Unfortunately, this one didn't make it, but it's a beautiful thing that it is without damage. Just make sure they got lots of room there. So we're just heading over to the Buttonville Airport, which is Highway 404, 16th Avenue, in that area. An airplane conducted its forced approach on Highway 407 at Woodbine, just immediately south of the airport. And actually I can see the airport off my left here right now, just in between the buildings. And as the pilot was experiencing the engine trouble, he looked back at the airport. He tried to make it back, evaluated his circumstances, obviously came to his attention and belief pretty quickly that that was not a possibility. With the power that he was not able to maintain, he was struggling to keep altitude. He was not able to maintain altitude, and conducted an emergency landing after calling in a mayday to air traffic control, advising him of his circumstances, and was able to conduct a perfect emergency landing on Highway 407. And there were two pilots in the airplane at the time, both of them very experienced. Both had about 700 hours of flight time. The left seat pilot in charge was a flight instructor, multi-IFR instrument and everything, and was well rehearsed and well versed in emergency procedures, and conducted them flawlessly. So it really worked out beautifully. And oh, he's really close. Can you just stop for a second? That guy is really close to the trees. Lima 22, do you copy?
Yeah, therefore we're blocking the southbound lane as well.
Okay, if you see any signs anywhere near the curbs there, we got to stop and just walk it through, because that was very tight.
Lima 22, I copy. Hold the other lane here on the other side. All right, we're coming up to 16th right now. Hi, Bravo 202.
5 Bravo 202, go ahead. Ten four.
Just leave Prague in front. I'll take your spot if we get another one like this. Go ahead of me.
ahead.
Hi, Tango 21 and myself, dialing over out to 44.
10-4.
Hi, Tango 003, right behind them.
10-4.
All right. Well, and we're here. We'll figure out what's going on next.
5 Bravo 44.